when you're trying to find out whether two lines are parallel, graphically, it's not that challenging, as in when you see them drawn on the graph. However, algebraically, it's also not difficult. As it turns out, any two non-vertical lines with slopes m1 and m2 are parallel if and only if their slopes are equal. So m1 is equal to m2. And for reference, any given two vertical lines are automatically parallel. So, for example, let's say I want to know whether the line that contains the points negative 2, 1 and negative 5, negative 1 is parallel to the line that contains the points 1, 0 and 4, 2. So what we need to do is find the slope of these two lines. So let's work with these 2 points first. We're going to call this line 1 just for reference. So recall that the slope of a line, when you have two points, is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So labeling our points here, let's let this first set be x1, y1, and the second set be x2, y2. So the slope, which we're going to call m1 because we're talking about line 1, is y2, which is negative 1, minus y1 over x2, which is negative 5, minus x1, right? So y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Oops, this is a 2, not a 1. So simplifying, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 on the numerator, and then on the denominator we have negative 5 minus negative 2, so negative 5 plus 2, and this becomes negative 2 over negative 3. And since there's a negative on the numerator and the negative on the denominator, they cancel out. So m1 is equal to 2/3. So now we want to find out whether the slope of the second line is also equal to 2/3. So let's call this line 2. And we're going to label our points similarly. So this is going to be x1, y1, and this is going to be x2, y2. It's getting a little cramped, but I think we'll be okay. So m2, which is going to be the slope of line 2, is using the same formula, y2 minus y1, which is 0, over x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is 1. Simplifying, 2 minus 0 is 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. So m1 is equal to 2/3 and m2 is equal to 2/3. And so by what we said before, these lines are parallel. So because m1 is equal to m2, the lines are parallel.